Today's guest, the Lakshmi Narayanan Gajavaradan is from the Virtusa consulting, and with all his wide experience in the HR, are now working in a company where the lot of banking technology is there. Wherein I am also attached to that. I'm very happy to invite him, who is going to present about the synergy that is likely to be there, that is been there with these software companies and the banking industry. Of course, he is working in a particular area and particular zone where they're very, very advanced with respect to this banking operations. Because long back 2002 or so, I have been to Dubai, and then itself I have seen lots of advanced applications of technology in the banking field. Today, we are very happy our students are likely to gain the insights into how the technology is being used in the banking industry and what is the future banking. Because in the light of this artificial intelligence and the machine learning and all these new technological developments, the tomorrow's banking is no more the brick and mortar type, and the tomorrow's bankers will operate everything online. People can do banking by sitting at home through their computers, through their networks, through their mobiles. I think this is a great learning for most of our MBA students who are just started looking at the banking operations. Few operations, they know about ATM, they know a little about mobile banking, maybe money transfer. Occasionally, their parents may be transferring to their accounts to pay hostel bills. Maybe university has started online payment. Accepting these 2, 3, 4, they may not be very deep into the applications. Maybe they know a little about core banking, but they may not know what is the behind the scene, how things are happening. They're only users of the bank, and they're very happy to use their ATM card in any ATM and to draw their money irrespective of their bank account. So today's lecture, I think Gajavaradan sir will be able to enlighten us on this synergy that is happening in the banking industry with these IT companies one side, and the tomorrow's technology that is going to play a major role with respect to banking profession. And our students are also very happy to join banking business or banking careers. They want to take up banking careers because they have seen the only one career, one business or one job that is giving full salary during this COVID period is only the banking industry. So that is how banking has become again the darling for most of our students, especially those students who are looking with our IT background, computer science background, engineering background, wants to get into the banking industry. Definitely, this lecture will provide them what is in store for them. With these few words, I formally welcome our guest to enlighten our students with your wide experience and the future of banking industry to the benefit of our MBA students. Thank you for having a break and join Pondicherry University School of Management on this occasion. Thank you, sir.
Guest and resource person of today, Mr. Lakshmi Narayanan Gajavaradan, Associate Director HR, Virtusa Consulting Dubai, who is in charge of the Middle East operations of Virtusa. Honorable Dean, School of Management, Professor Chandrasekhar Rao, my teaching colleague, Professor Srinivaslu, young teachers from Orissa and Pondicherry, dear students and research scholars. Today's teams are different from the teams of the past. When we thought of how to connect each other, our student team started telling me, ma'am, let us conduct virtual meets, let us conduct webinars and the kind. And a team of students have really motivated me to conduct these series of webinars across with resource persons across the globe. These teams are dispersed, digital and dynamic with frequent changes in membership. Hackman, a researcher of organizational behavior from Harvard Business School, says, teams thrive on compelling direction, strong structure, and supportive context. Compelling direction is because of COVID. In this crisis, we are forced to get into online platforms, and it has become an opportunity for us to listen to resource persons, great persons and experienced persons across the globe from various sectors. Today's teams use MS Skype, Adobe Connect, Apache Open Meeting, Slack, Zoom, GoToMeeting, or hologram platform. These meetings are cost effective, allows us to connect from anywhere in the world, can share real-time info, increase productivity, efficiency, and opportunities for students, quick to arrange, can brainstorm, can bring most relevant persons like our today's resource person who has all the enthusiasm. I mean, he's a very busy person. Yesterday, he was telling me that he has to work through 12 p.m. yesterday night to 3 o'clock this morning to prepare his slides and other things. Despite his very busy schedules, out of his passion to academics, he has accepted our invitation. I look forward for an excellent presentation. I apologize that our HOD, Professor Bhanumati, couldn't join for personal reasons. And I want the students to take over the session now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed a pleasure for me to introduce Sri Lakshmi-Narayanan Gajavaradan, Associate Director HR, a multitasking personality who is handling HR, finance, and operations for Virtusa, Middle East Free Zone Limited Liability Company, and our invited speaker today, who is going to talk to us about the synergy of banks and IT companies in the Middle East. This is a subject in which we are very curious as India has started looking outside, and we know the importance of our relationship with Middle East in the current COVID crisis. Sri Lakshmi Narayan Gajavardhan spent most of his 14 years long career in Middle East, having experience of around 9 years in Virtusa alone. He has done his Bachelor's of Engineering from SRM University, whereas his alma mater, University of Madras, from where he has done his MBA, has helped him in building up the strong foundation in his desired field. Prior to joining Virtusa, he was working with Apex Technologies, MTech Systems, and Ara Donley in both HR and business development team. He has also attended many training programs with respect to HR, operations, and local labor laws pertaining to Middle East. He is also certified in compensation and benefit professional handling 4 countries under his purview, with over 300 plus employees located in Middle East. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Lakshmi Narayan Gajavardhan. Please enlighten us with your vast experience and knowledge of Middle East business culture, especially with the synergies in the field of banking and IT.
Thank you very much. And first of all, I would like to thank Professor Dean Chandrasekhar Rao, who has given an opportunity for me to give a small virtual talk about whatever I had experience and about banking industries and how the IT companies are coping up on the banking industry, what are the developments changes, and what are the companies, what is the trend from last 3-4 years, how the banking companies have got emerged into new phases from 2016 to till date. And I will also, the main agenda which I prepared today is like first 2-3 minutes or 4 minutes, basically, I would like to say about Virtusa, where we stand in the market and what are we doing and what are the services which we are providing to the bank, and basically what are the latest technologies which we are, servicing our customers in terms of Middle East. Because basically Middle East is the market where I would like to touch more in detail rather than the entire globe. And second part of my presentation would be the latest technology and trends in banking industry. So maybe you guys will be slightly get interested what are the latest technologies which banking industries are currently overcoming and what they are into and what are the transformation they are doing at the moment. And the last part of my presentation is very much interesting presentation. Most of the students would be really interested to hear that rather than first a second half of the presentation. Third one would be basically like you guys are going to pass out in the month of July or August, right? And after that, next would be like you'd be joining in some organization. So I am sharing few tips like how IT companies will recruit the freshers and how you need to showcase your profile and which is the best way to reach out to the decision maker and how to reach out. And there is a social media platform is there where how you need to showcase your profile, how you need to get yourself connected with the decision makers, and how you need to market your profile. So those aspects which I thought would be useful for you people in terms of getting yourself a resume prepared, and also, reaching out to the respective right decision makers, and in order to get your success in terms of job. First, let me start with the presentation on about Virtusa, as I mentioned about 3-4 minutes. So basically, when it comes to Virtusa, Virtusa is a prominent IT services company. We are about 25 years old company, headquartered at Boston, Massachusetts, public listed company listed with the Nasdaq, and we are operating out of 20 countries and 50 locations across the globe. And our company revenue for last financial year, which is FY20, would be around a $1.35 billion company, and we have close to 216 active customers across the globe, and we are servicing basically on industries wise. If we ask, banking and financial services is where our 60% of our revenue comes in, and we do a lot of work in healthcare, life sciences, and we do work in insurance domain as well as telecom. If you know British Telecom or Vodafone, those two are very largest customer of us. We have close to, I would say 100 $150 million comes from British Telecom, and another $150 million comes from Vodafone and Virgin Media in UK. And proud to say that Citibank is our oldest and the largest customer for Virtusa. We are working with them for close to 25 years. And if you take the corporate banking portal of a Citibank, which is called Citi Direct, that has been powered and developed by us. And top of that, we are working with media and entertainment companies. Basic services, what we provide is like, outsourcing services, basically application development, maintenance, testing, consulting, cloud infrastructure, and then all kind of practices, including all the kind of technologies, whatever there in the market is completely handled by us. And when you ask for Middle East per se, Middle East is an entity we started concentrating Middle East in the year 2015 onwards only. Before that, we have not concentrated much in Middle East. So from 2015 to now, I was the first employee. I was working in Malaysia for Virtusa. From there, I got transferred from Malaysia to Dubai. That time, myself and my senior regional vice president and regional head, whose name is Vasu, who is also in Dubai, we both only traveled here. And top of that, another 2-3 junior resources. Through that, we started our relationship working with the customers and all. From 2 people, right now we have close to 311, if you say exact count of the Middle East count. 311 is the count we have. We have grown from 3 people to 311 people from 2015 mid to early 2020. And we started with revenue of about 15-20 thousand dollars, and now our Middle East revenue alone is about $30 million. So that is a very good achievement. In the last 5 years we have done it. And apart from in Middle East, we operate out of 4 countries, predominantly in UAE, where our Middle East headquarters is located, which is in Dubai. And we have an office in Qatar as well. Close to 120 people are working out of Qatar, and another 50 employees of us are working out of Saudi Arabia, Riyadh, and a couple of employees are working in Bahrain. All are banking customers. Whereas in Middle East, we do have one largest customer of us who's non-banking, which is Qatar Airways. You must have heard about Qatar Airways, and they are our very large customer, basically. And what we do to our clients, basically, we do work in digital transformation, cloud transformation, and we provide innovative technologies and solutions. So how do we do it is basically, as I mentioned, like we have a special resource pool and expertise and practices head basically on the digital process automation, which is what all the clients are asking us at the moment. Intelligent automation services, because in testing, if you have considered, there are a couple of testing, manual automation and performance testing basically. Now manual testing is slowly going down, like everything they wanted to be in automated mode, so a lot of automation testers projects which are working, cyber security projects. In fact, our employee is working in Mashreq Bank, which is not the private bank in Dubai. He is working, our employee, we have deputed our employee, and he is playing the chief information security officer for Mashreq Bank in UAE. And these are some key partnerships of prominent leaders where we have partnered with them in terms of providing their services like Adobe or AWS. Now the world is completely on cloud. There are three clouds are there basically. Which one is Amazon Web Services, which is AWS, Azure, which is part of Microsoft, and GCP they used to call Google Cloud Platform. And other Pega is other the BPM tool, business process management tool, which we are platinum partner for them. And Salesforce is the CRM, customer relationship management, and in SAP as well. And I have just listed out of 216 clients, topmost clients which I have mentioned. In terms of banking, JP Morgan, Citibank, Lloyds Bank, or RBS, Royal Bank of Scotland, HSBC, these are the banks where we provide maximum footprint in all the areas, including retail, corporate, or investment banking, treasury, capital markets. Our presence are there. And I have mentioned Emirates NBD, which is a bank based out of Dubai. We have close to 150 employees working for Emirates NBD, starting from the scratch in the sense like right from application development, maintenance, and digital banking, innovation platform, cloud migration, whatever the technology, whatever the platform you take, whatever the channel you take in Emirates NBD, our employees are working on. If you get a chance to open Emirates NBD mobile app, there a couple of months back we have created a fantastic project like how in India Google Pay used to do, right? And similar way, we call it as a Me Pay, ME Middle East Pay in Emirates NBD Bank, where it helps us, before even Google Pay introduced, I guess 1 or 2 months in prior, we have developed our Virtusa team have developed, and it got a very success in Middle East, where with the help of the phone number you can transfer the funds. And likewise in healthcare and life sciences, you can see all big heads like Aetna, Cardinal Health, or Cigna. All these customers, we work very closely in terms of providing the healthcare solutions right from the coding level to the billing, as well as in terms of a transcription. All the services which we do for healthcare is also been listed. And AIG and Allstate Insurance are a very, very big customer for us in terms of insurance place. We do end-to-end activity right from the scratch in terms of settlement and claims. Till that end, we are guys have got a software to develop it. And likewise, as I mentioned to you, in communication telecom, BT is one of the very large customer, and then we work closely with Vodafone. We work closely with Cisco as well. And in media and entertainment, Virgin Media is one of the largest customer for us, which is based out of UK. And this is the revenue figure, how we have started and what are the companies we acquired. From 2010 onwards, we started acquiring small companies. 2011, we acquired LS Consulting, and 2012, OSB Consulting. And 2014 is the interesting company called Trade Tech Consulting. And this company is based out of Stockholm in Sweden, where we have resources completely on treasury and capital markets. So we acquired that company and we were able to service the banks in Sweden, which is the Swedbank, which is one of the largest bank in Sweden, where we were able to provide all kind of services in terms of once we acquired that company. Likewise, we acquired Apparatus. Initially, you must have heard about an old software company called Polaris Consulting, which is in Chennai. It's around 20, 25 years old company as well. First IT company, I would say, in Chennai, which is located in old Mahabalipuram Road. And that company got acquired by Virtusa, complete banking and services part, because Polaris does both services as well as products. Like TCS, how they have got a product called banks as well as the services and intellect. And Infosys, if you take their core banking product is Finacle, and they also provide services. Likewise, Polaris used to have a core banking product called CBX, Intellect Core Banking and Services. The services unit of Polaris got sold to Virtusa. Virtusa acquired that in 2016. And 2018, we have acquired a company based out of Silicon Valley called eTouch Systems. And this company basically a non-banking company where they provide their maximum services to Google, and that's how we got acquired them. It's close to around 60 to 70 million dollar revenue of Google business, which we are doing at the moment after acquiring eTouch. That's how our journey goes in, and our journey basically we have gotten a 5, 15, and 25 is what we have kept our Taraka mantra, which is in 5 billion we need to touch on 2025 with an operating profit margin 15 million. 15% is the profit margin is what we are chasing, and we are working on it. I take a pause on this, and let me just share another slide which I prepared, which is the latest technology trend in banking industry. And let me know if you're able to see my screen. Otherwise, because
Yes, sir. We're
sometimes
able
I'm
to see
getting
your screen. Everything is perfect.
is going right.
Yes, sir.
Can you able to
Absolutely.
see?
Yes. No, yes.
Yes, sir.
And students and team, this is I have just mentioned a few trends and technologies which is impacting the banking industry basically. See what this I have mentioned detailedly explained about the what is the current scenario and what is the key trends in banking industry. See, banking basically they are shifting their face, completely shifting their face, and they want to adapt only the latest technology in terms of increasing the focus on each and every bank has got a different competition in terms of increasing the agility, scalability, and mainly they're concentrating on customer centric. Basically, how much customers they want to acquire is what they're trying. They got a collaborative business model. In that way, what are the latest technologies trends in the market at the moment is like basically data driven compliance is one major thing which they are doing, and then open banking innovation platform, and the third one is the smart and the intelligent banking. Let me just come into deep what exactly even the current requirement what we are getting and what currently we are proposing to the customers is what I have mentioned it. Basically they want something, all data warehousing and all those stuff are gone now they are completely into the Hadoop and big data platform. And the second thing is on the blockchain, and third thing on the API platform, and fourth one is would be on artificial intelligence and machine language, which is a very trending thing. The last one is everything they wanted to keep from on-premise to cloud. They wanted to move it into cloud native applications. And we are providing these services to our employees. This is what the latest last 12 to 18 months the bank is getting into it, all these particular things. Basically, I like to tell you what is mean by API in, in a very brief way in that way so that students can understand. Basically, API is nothing but an application program interface. It's a tool that the programmers can help in creating their software. For example, many of you guys have got an Apple iPhone, right? So Apple iPhone API, iOS is nothing but the API that is used to detect the touch screen interactions and all those stuff. It will allow your programmer to deliver a solid solution with fairly rapidly. The next important thing now, which is coming to the market, where a lot of conferences and a lot of discussions are happening over blockchain. This is the most important topic in the financial service industry, which wherever you go, they are asking us like, how much have you got experience in doing blockchain banking? You able to show some references, which are the clients you have worked in blockchain and all those things. Basically, blockchain banking is it will enable the banks to process the payments very very quickly and very accurately while reducing the transaction processing cost as well as the requirement of exceptions. So that like a zero error you will get in terms of if you use the blockchain technology. This is what the main two technology. And again, the current trends which I have captured it, which I mentioned it. See, in 2016, as I mentioned earlier at the beginning of my presentation, they were concentrating on earlier you used to do the internet banking only with the computer. Then later they have developed a mobile app. They were focusing on mobile channels and standardization and process management and solutions, right? In now also even few banks where in mobile banking you cannot add the beneficiary and stuff. Only if you go into the internet or only if you get a request and submit the request to the banks, only then you can able to register yourself in internet banking. Those days are gone, where now the banking has started using the latest technologies like artificial intelligence and partnering with a lot of fintech companies, in terms of collaborating with them. It's all kind of latest technologies they have brought in shape. I will tell you what interesting technology which we have provided with Emirates and BD end of this presentation. And am I fast, Kashyap, or should I need to pause?
No, sir. Everything is right, sir.
Good.
Oh,
Good. It's enough. You can go ahead, sir, like this.
okay, thank you. And this is the banking industry is undergoing a paradigm shift. And the industry focus is basically, as I mentioned, it's on customer insight. They want to retain and acquire more customer is what bank is doing, and data-driven compliance and open and intelligent banking. For example, I can give you an example. In Dubai, there is a bank called Commercial Bank of Dubai, and that bank is the very first bank in Dubai. Maybe I would say 8 to 10 months or 12 months back, I guess. They have advertise themselves saying that you can open anywhere sitting at home. You don't need to come to the bank or you don't need to visit our premises, everything only with help of your Emirates ID. Emirates ID nothing but in Middle East, it's like a Aadhaar card in India. Similar way in Emirates ID, you just enter your Emirates ID number. In within 5 to 10 seconds, we will be able to verify your data, and you have to upload your passport documents and your address. Then that's it. Your account will be opened, and the respective kits will get delivered to your home, including the debit card, is what they have marketed. And that has been a very, very successful for that bank. And you won't believe, when they started that, now they have got close to 10 or 25 million, I guess, which I read last 2 months back, customers for that particular bank when they developed this branchless banking, they used to call in Middle East. Slowly they started shutting down all the banks, and they started giving the branchless banking activities, in terms of, because this becomes very easy for the customers, in terms of they don't need to have take hassles in terms of visiting the bank and open the account and all those stuff. So then other competition companies have started. So Emirates NBD, as we are already a customer for us, they said that, okay, CBD have started this. We are already a very large bank when compared to Commercial Bank of Dubai. Why don't you give some other option? We are thinking about WhatsApp banking. What do you say? You guys can able to do it or not? Then our expertise and solutions, we work very closely with about 3 4 months is the project. We work closely with Emirates NBD, and now WhatsApp banking is also launched. So when you save that number in WhatsApp, when you send from your register phone number saying hello, then immediately you will get a response with a bot saying that, would you like to view your account details, or would you like to see last 10 months transfer, or would you like to do any transfer, or would you like to see your beneficiaries, or would you like to see your account balance? All those details will come. You just need to type yes, no, 1 2 3 4. All the details you will get in your WhatsApp, and it's 100% secure. That project is proudly done by Virtusa in Middle East. And the second project that they have said that, okay, we have started direct remittance to India, because most of the Middle East resources or employees all are based out of India. Here the expat population is 90%. Only 10% is the local. I would say local means local Emiratis, basically, who born and brought up in Dubai locally, or only 10%. 90% are expat crowds across the globe. We have close to about 60% are from India. Another 10% are from other Middle East countries like Jordan or Syrian, or because a lot of, after the war, a lot of Syrians have migrated to Dubai and Qatar. So Syrian, and then we have Jordanis, we have Egyptians also working in Middle East, and we have a couple of Saudi people are working, a lot of Saudi people. So that population about 15%, and the Western crowd population about 5 to 10%. This is how the UAE, I would say, the culture and diversified culture across the globe. People are working. This country is like in Tamil, you will say that Vandare Vala Vaikam Tamil Nadu. It's similar. Like, this country is very easy to get into the country, and anybody you can survive very nicely, whatever the business. Very supportive country. There is no corruption, and they will give an ample opportunities for us to, you know, innovate. And sometimes even the loans as well as will be provided when your project gets approved by the banks. So that is the thing. And now, when I come to the next slide, as I mentioned, what are the key technologies impacting banking? I have just mentioned only three technology. One is the big data and analytics. What we have done in for Citibank and Bank of America and Lloyd's Bank. Basically, we have done a range of data types. We have provided a financial institution with the ability of tools. We have got a lot of tools in terms of big data, Hadoop and HANA, SAP HANA. We have got a experience. We made the data corrected properly, and from there they were able to enhance the new user interface, offering the seamless integration purpose. We did the good migration work. And these are the few uses which I have mentioned on banking, which is related to analytics and big data. And likewise in blockchain, we have done very good large projects for JP Morgan Chase Bank, HSBC Bank, and American Express, where I have just mentioned the case studies of those banks, what we have done, and how we are able to, help the customers in terms of testing the blockchain program. We're streamlining the payment and settlement process. And I've just mentioned what are the use cases and what we have done for the blockchain. Likewise, as I mentioned, API platform, which is application programming interface. recently. That is also with Citibank. We did a very good partnership with Citibank, and we did a good API implementation for them. And OCBC Bank is the first South Asia bank which is in Singapore, where we have launched our application program interface and with on its own portal. And this has been very much appreciated even by the Prime Minister of Singapore when we participated our fintech event in Singapore recently. I would say last year October or September 2019, October September. And we also have got an opportunity work closely with HSBC to build our API digital platform with MuleSoft. So this is another particular tool which is used in the banking. And I have mentioned about how the API technology works, what types of connectivity, how the regulation will choose, what type of expectation from the customer, and what is the competition, how we have overcome the competition. And the similar way, use cases of banking. Likewise, this is the fourth one, which is very much trending in the market at the moment, which is AI and machine language, artificial intelligence. It's used in all the banks, basically now for the application ranging from front office, back office, maybe in treasury team, people who knows treasury, there are three things where they will have front office, mid office, and back office. So artificial intelligence plays a vital role in front office and back office, and it will help us to manage the trading platform and portfolio management in the financial markets. And this particular technology mainly used in the investment banking and the capital market divisions. And we have a very big team in HSBC and Citibank and Standard Chartered Bank, which is the bank operates out of Malaysia, where development center of Standard Chartered Bank, biggest center is Malaysia, and we have close to 400, 500 employees working for Standard Chartered Bank project alone in terms of developing and delivering the latest technology to the bank. And similar way, I've just mentioned the few use cases in banking of artificial intelligence as well, how we have developed. And the fourth one, which is the latest technology trending in the market, is cloud technology. Basically, at the moment, everybody is talking about the three clouds. One is Google's cloud platform, GCP. Another one is AWS services, which is Amazon Web Cloud Services. And third one is Microsoft Azure. And if you take Middle East per se, most of the banks are migrating from the respective native application to Microsoft Azure. Microsoft Azure is the main cloud platform which is speaking in the Middle East market. And Microsoft is about to set up a data center for cloud as well in Qatar for entire Middle East. And they have planned it. They've already started initiated in between the COVID thing came, and that's why it has been, going slow. Otherwise, their original plan is to open the data center by end of 2020 is what they have advertised at the moment. And we do a lot of cloud activities, especially for the largest bank, ING Bank, which is in Netherlands, one of our largest customer. And with the Deutsche Bank as well, we have done a lot of cloud and DevOps and Kubernetes activities. And in Middle East, I'd like to take the privilege that Virtusa has participated and request for proposal in a proposal, and they have won along with the competition of Tata, Wipro, Cognizant, and Infosys. And we got a project from Mashreq Bank where we are doing the complete cloud migration from their on-premise to Microsoft Azure. It's a long 1 year program, and it has been successful, very successful, and we have gone live. So that was a recent great achievement in cloud. Likewise, in Emirates NBD also, we have worked in, we have specifically developed a portal for them, which is in cloud. It's called Developer Portal. So any technologies, anything, any repository they want, they can just log into the developer portal of Emirates NBD. They can download the respective framework. Basically, they can, if they want to have a the Java framework, they can just go into the developer portal, they can download the respective framework, and they can start building their application in that. Likewise, close to 247 applications, we have developed a portal, and all the framework has been migrated into that from on-site premises. And not only that, any resource can work any part of the world only if they have internet and VPN connectivity in order to get into the banking network. So these are the few technology trends which I thought I can share with you all. So before I proceed for the next agenda which I've got. The next thing is, again, I would like to sing a song about the Virtusa, where, we have close to if you take top 50 banks in entire Middle East, these are the top 50 banks in entire Middle East. If you say how they have ranked it, basically, this is called QNB Group, which is Qatar National Bank. They have ranked it up according to the sales, assets, and the market value. So these are the top 50 banks. In that, where Virtusa falls in is, if you notice, first one, two out of top 50 bank, first one Qatar National Bank, Virtusa is the proud customer for them for last 10 years. And the second top biggest bank in Middle East is the first Abu Dhabi bank, which earlier used to be National Bank of Abu Dhabi, and then that got recently merged a couple of years back along with the first Gulf Bank, and they renamed it as First Abu Dhabi Bank. And we have got our projects basically in terms of migrating the core banking, because first Gulf Bank has got a Temenos product as a core banking, whereas National Bank of Abu Dhabi has got Intellect as a core banking. So these guys, first Gulf Bank have acquired NBAD, so they want our services to help them in terms of migrating the core banking system from Intellect to Temenos. Temenos is again additional another core banking product in the market, like a Finacle or a, the Flex Cube, which is powered by Oracle, or Intellect powered by Polaris, or banks powered by TCS. And third one is the Emirates NBD Bank, which is our largest customer in Dubai, and we are a proud partner for them in terms of working in all the area retail, corporate, and investment banking. And on top of that, this is this bank which we worked in Saudi Arabia. One is the Samba Financial Group. Samba Bank is nothing but the Citibank of Saudi Arabia. Basically, we work with them. And then Riyadh Bank, we are developing an open, innovative platform, which is an API sandbox. We have delivered them last week only, and it has been very successful. And then Saudi British Bank is nothing but the HSBC Bank of Saudi Arabia. And we are doing the complete migration and host to host premises from the technology. The HSBC still use what do you call that? The mainframe applications, basically the legacy applications. We are trying to migrate them from legacy applications to the latest new technologies. So our employees, close to about 40 employees, it has been a very difficult situation for us, because HSBC very clearly said, SAP said, we need to have an employee who does mainframe experience. On top of that, he need to have worked in HSBC for 3 to 4 years in their prior experience. That was the condition given to us. And with the help of our HR team and as well as our talent acquisition team, we were able to find 40 employees who have worked earlier in HSBC and now they have not worked in HSBC. That is the condition they have given to us. We were able to deploy, and those projects are running very, very successful in Middle East. And now coming to the third part of my presentation, which is very interesting, where most of the students will understand what exactly I'm trying to say. Very interesting topic, which I took, much time in terms of preparing this, so that it will like to be useful for you once you graduated from your college. Maybe this kind of best practices will definitely help you out. Basically, what I'm saying is in the first slide, a viable strategy for students to achieve their goal. Students, basically, the important thing is that you should need to realize some of the ground realities. Getting degree doesn't mean saying that you will get a job immediately. How we need to cope up yourself after getting a degree, how you need to showcase yourself in order to get recruited by the big companies. You need to understand that, which is a very, very important point. So in following slides, I can give you some best practices which you can able to visualize, and you can think that what needs to be improved from your end. How can you project yourself in front of the market? Basically, why does you study a professional course? Basically, to get a job immediately, right? Rather than other bachelor and master's education, professional course people will prefer a lot in order to get into a good job and settle down, right? Those are the general truths of life. Basically, it helps.
Sir, sorry to
Basically,
interrupt.
I'm sorry.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. Regarding the third part, PPT, it is not shared.
Is it not shared? Just a second.
We
Are
can
you able to
see
see the slide, viable strategy for students?
No, sir, no, sir.
Okay, and hope you have not seen this slide also,
No,
because these are
no,
the mentioned top 50 banks in Middle East. In that, this was the one I was explaining to you all, totally around 12 banks, which we are our biggest customers in out of top 50 banks. Can you able to see my slide now?
Yes, sir. We can see your slides now, sir.
Okay, fine. And this is what I was saying, a viable strategy for students to achieve their goals. And as I mentioned, students prefer to study professional goals, either engineering followed by an MBA degree, to get an immediate job in a reputed organization. And that are the general truth which will what helps you to get a good livelihood, and you can express yourself and you carve your identity. That is the main purpose, I guess, people does the job to serve. And once you get a job, people and the students will have distractions like how to choose your company, which company I can choose, what should I need to choose, how to categorize the company, and what are the criteria I need to choose before selecting a job. So basically, first criteria I'm listed as the branding of the company, and then obviously salaries. And third, female employees will think that okay, this is the organization is close to the place, work from home. I mean, close to home. And then is there any glamour associated with the company? Or is that company will allow us to travel overseas on-site experience? Whether this company will ask us to work 5 days a week or 7 days a week. So, and then great office address. If you have a company headquartered in Wall Street, which means wow, my company is working in Wall Street. So these are the main thing. It should be an MNC and Nasdaq listed company, and they should need to provide work from home or any relatives or friend who's already working there who can, refer. These are the few criteria distractions you will get when you choose any organization, right? For example, if you imagine if you're 20 years old, 20, 21 years old, some companies will provide, the opportunities. For example, if your friend is joining a company within 6 months' time, he is getting an opportunity to travel to New York. So he will think that, oh wow, this particular person has joined and he has worked, studied with me, and he has traveled to New York immediately, which means that the company is good. That option is also many people will say, and they will try to target their company. As long as your career and opportunity is good, you can go with that. Otherwise, there is a tool which I am going to say. Most of the people must have heard about a social media tool called LinkedIn, right? So the number one best tool I would vouch and I can say is the LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is the only tool where start from the lower employee to the topmost CEO will get registered in that LinkedIn. If you name a bank, if you name a company, or if you name a organization or a bank or any companies from the top level to bottom level, everyone in these days completely they have an account in LinkedIn. Like how we all got a Facebook and the Gmail account. Similar way, everybody professionals have got an account in LinkedIn. So you guys also create an account in LinkedIn. Basically, in that it will allow you to create your expertise. Basically, it's like a face of your profile. It's like your biodata. So this is what I thought I can show the experience on LinkedIn, how you guys need to, keep your profile and how you guys need to approach the people, how you guys need to connect the people, how you need to network with the people in terms of getting your profile directly to the decision makers in terms of, when immediately opening comes, they will be directly called for an interview. Basically, they will ask in the LinkedIn your knowledge, your skill, your qualities, and a task. Irrespective of different kinds of jobs available and the choices available, any decision to choose any job or a career has to be function on an individual, basically. Okay. So the next, basically, choosing a career is the most important decision in life. It's about how much more than deciding what will you make. To start with, think about the amount of work we are spending at work, amount of time. I guess 71 percentage of every year. Our lifetime comes roughly around, I would say, 32 years we mostly spend in our work. So it's a duty to select a career with a satisfied environment. And this is how the first step in LinkedIn, how will you rate your competency? Because in these days, in all IT companies, as soon as you join, the first thing what we know, even in our organization also, there is an option, it's a compulsory option where you need to enter your competency profile. For example, you got selected in business analyst role. Basically, in business analyst role, basically what he does is MBA professionals will only normally get into business analyst. Basically, what they does is they will be like a mediator. They will liaise between the client as well as the technology team, that is like a development or testing team. So basically, you need to understand the client requirements, what exactly they want, and you need to prepare a business requirement document, which we call it as a BRD. And that in turn, you have to give it to the delivery team. So if you misunderstood the requirement, the delivery team will develop something else, which doesn't client doesn't want to do have it. Then it will become to a big escalation again. Total effort will be lost as well as the money will also lost. So business analyst like you guys, when you get into an opportunity, join as a business analyst. The main position is that you will be the only person who liaises between the customer as well as the developers and testers. Through you only, the requirement will flows into that. So that is the main level of knowledge and skills you need to mention it. And the third thing which I want to say is that temperament to execute the job. So once you get the requirement, you need to call out the respective team members saying that this is what the requirement is, this is how the client is expecting it, and you need to complete this project between so and so days, and this is the budget they have got. You should not need to exhaust the budget within a stipulated time. All those requirements has to be given by the business analyst. So people like MBA graduates, your graduates plays a very very important role when sales team. There is a different life cycle in the software development in terms of IT companies. First, with the sales will sell the solutions, discussing with the once the project gets awarded to the respective company, the first set would be the business analyst like you guys only will be the face value of the development team, the execution team. And once the sales get the relationship gets established, they will just pass the relationship to you. And the MBA graduates like you who joined as a business analyst, they will speak with the customers, they will understand the requirement, they will freeze the scope of the requirement. Once all those scopes gets cleared, then only you will have a sign off from the customer. Okay, this is 1 2 3 4 5 6 is what you require, and we will not do 3 2 1, or we will not do 7 8 9. You ask 1 2 3, you ask 4 5 6, we will do that. We'll get an agreement with the customer saying that this is what we have understood, correct me if I'm wrong. So once customer gives sign off for those BRD documents, then only you guys will be providing the information to the development. So the very good future for a MBA graduate and business analyst is what the first thing where I could see a lot of our business analyst teams have been graduated, MBA graduated, MBA resources, and many freshers also a couple of years back, they have joined us in business analyst in our organization. And the next slide is, this is an interesting thing. Many students will understand, okay, you joined in Cognizant, you joined in TCS, okay, you joined, they will give the salary. That is not the case. TCS or CTS or all our servicing companies, basically, you need to understand who is paying your salary. It's not CTS or TCS paying your salary, it's the client. For example, if you're working with a BSNL as a customer in India, okay, BSNL, TCS, Virtusa is a customer for BSNL. We are delivering a project to BSNL and BSNL is paying to the customer. And you guys are working the BSNL project, which means we are getting billing from the BSNL and we are paying salary to the respective employees. So we need to always remember that employees customer is always pay our salary. That is the main thing which I want to. Why we should he should pay out the salary, because we are providing the services, we are delivering the projects on time to them. That's why they are paying the salary. And this is what I wanted to cover more in detail. How you can project your profile, recognizing employer perspective before the job hunt. You have to empathize with your prospective employer today, acquiring a talent, because basically it's very very difficult for all the IT companies to acquire a perfect talent in a complex process. Very, very difficult situation at the moment we are facing, A lot of talents are there, but because their profile has not been highlighted properly, whatever required by the customer, so we were not able to find the talents in the market. If their profile highlighted properly, it would be very easy for the companies to hire them easily. So that's why projecting your profile and branding yourself is the very first thing, very important. So I will show you with the live example also how it has been highlighted. So, see, what could be the impact of being hired from the college directly? So, you need to understand this fact. When you hire from the college, obviously, you are for your potential. It could be every company knows that you don't have a live working example, but you have a initial learning curve. They will give a time frame. definitely 0 to 6 months, they will do a proper training on which project you're going to put, which skill set you're going to put. That initial 6 months is the crucial time for you to shape up your career in terms. That is the learning curve where all the organization will give opportunity for the freshers when they hire. They will give enough of training and enough of assessments, enough of mock, enough of POCs, all those things. And they also clearly understand that, there is a gap between the academic. Whatever we studied in the book and academy is totally different what industry needs, which you guys also agree on it. And in case of a software service organization, as I mentioned, it's a common knowledge that software majors conduct training program nearly 3 to 6 months before they deploy on their any projects. This is what the IT companies, what we are following at the moment is happening. The fourth thing is like, how will you able to get yourself for job hunt? How can you prepare yourself for job hunt? First, we need to see that emerging world order, because the world is becoming flat at the moment. A lot of geographical barrier are no more existing. Technology is only evolving and has impact on market and culture, right? So that's why I have mentioned saying recognizing technology trends and impact on markets culture, recognizing emerging markets and market trends you need to know, recognizing the job trends you need to know, recognizing the best business practices, what exactly. And now here comes the interesting solutions. Who will provide you a good connect in getting into an organization? It could be your alumni, the very first connect. That's how I got an opportunity also through one of our employee who is working in Saudi Arabia, who is an alumni for your on your Pondicherry University. Through him only I got this opportunity to deliver my virtual talk today. So Alumni Connect plays a vital role. Who work far with your organization? Who would be the first choice? You can directly ask them, hey, I'm also passed out from Pondicherry University and I could see that you worked in Virtusa. I am getting passed out in the month of July. Why don't you help me out in reaching the right prospect, and whom should I need to apply and how should I need to apply? Can you help me out in terms of preparing my profile and preparing my resume? You can ask them. And you can connect in the professional who working the respective industry. Third thing is that HR professionals. So when you get into LinkedIn, first you need to choose which companies, which domain you want to go, and you can connect with the respective human resource professional. All the human resource professional, 90% I would say, are LinkedIn. And if there is any job fair or any conferences happen, it will definitely help you out to network with the professional. If you get an opportunity in terms of webinar, direct or indirect or in person, it's always better to go and attend that. See, how will you set the boundaries of your job hunt? This is another interesting slide, which I can say basically create the how you can create your shortlist. First, you need to shortlist your company. For example, in India, the top companies like Microsoft, you can take, or Oracle, or Tata Consultancy, or Wipro, or Infosys, or Virtusa. You have to filter that, and then you have to choose. Okay, you have completed MBA. So from MBA line, which are the technologies you can get into? So it doesn't matter that MBA cannot do the development testing. Any people can do anything unless until if you get a proper training. Whereas MBA people, the right immediate opportunity which I could see is that number one is the business analyst, and number two would be like the account management and sales professional, basically building relationship and get more business. Lot of sales guys in all the organization will be an MBA passed out. You have a very good future in that you can establish a very good relationship with the clients, and you need to understand the where do you fit in. Basically, you have to go to their website. You need to understand the business, understand the customers, and what are the company. For example, if you take Virtusa, if you go to the website, what are we doing? Where are we located? How many countries are there? And what is the exact solutions we're providing? And all those things, if you go into the website, you will be able to find it. And you have to put yourself a question saying that how can I add an unique value proposition to the company? Okay, now Kashyap is the business analyst. I mean, I passed out an MBA gold medalist. Fine. And what unique value other than MBA graduate, what other unique value I can provide? You can project yourself, okay, I'm very good in having creating a good rapport. I'm very good in articulating the information properly, communicating the information properly to from the management to the students, and being a liaison between the students and management. So in that way, you can think, okay, I would be the best account management and engagement director. You can choose your field in that way, and you have to start connecting with the people in LinkedIn. I'll show you how LinkedIn work also. So in that way you have to filter down in each companies which are you want to target, and can start connecting with the people. In that way it will help you to get your profile visible and in the market. So that, because these days like hiring from job portals have become so less. If I name any one person, first thing is that they will go and check in LinkedIn only. Okay, where he has worked, where he has worked. Okay, which part of India, whether he studied in college in Anna University or Pondicherry University. Okay, Pondicherry University, which year? Okay, let me see in my network who studied in Pondicherry University. So we will ask them whether you guys know, have heard about this particular guy. Yes or no? He has also passed out in the same university. Kind of a background verification, because any company, if you join, they will do the background verification completely on your academics, starting from schools to college. These days, companies are doing. You know, so that is the thing. You have to mention your academic background, your knowledge, your skills, your qualities, your temperament, and that's how the company can identify it in a finite set, as I mentioned to you. And next thing is that based on your capability and expertise, after having chosen a target of set of companies, once you choose that, okay, these are the 10 companies and these are the people you have decided how to get in, what are the parameters you will try to understand about the target company? That comes the next step on terms of hunting your job. What is the role which offers professional growth? Means to express oneself. Okay, it gives information about the company. It gives information about the employees. In LinkedIn, if you see, I will show you after this presentation, it will tell you about the company. It gives about the employees. It gives about the employee sites. It gives about the who are all following that company. It gives about the reviews of the company. So what you do is, if you're targeting XYZ company, you follow that page so that you will have those companies updates very frequently in your wall. And then you have to see what are the products and services replaced by showcase pages. It gives information like what is the company doing, what is the latest acquisition they've done, what is the new client they have acquired, what is the core values of the organization, what is the growth potential. First four plans are very, very critical and significant. And in LinkedIn, how you can able to get into LinkedIn showing yourself. First you need to create a employee profile. Basically, that is very, very important thing, where you need to have a very clear proper display picture of yours, which matters a lot these days in Middle East. If you directly submit your profile, nobody is taking. They are directly coming to us saying that, can you share the photograph of your particular candidate? So that matters a lot. So don't put pictures like it riding a bicycle or sitting in the park or all those things. Put a very professional photograph with a nicely charmed professional suit photograph would be a very, very important thing. That's how the reputation of you in terms of getting into social media creates huge, and more visibility will get created for your. Okay. And the second thing is the following the company, which I've already mentioned, which gives you the general updates, and then what are the products and services this company is doing, and what are the customers talking about this company, any testimonials or any recommendations have been provided for that particular company. And number four, in LinkedIn we have close to, you know millions, 1 million groups are there, but each user, it will restrict you to participate 100 groups. So you can type in and search the groups, basically business analyst or MBA professionals, or a IT services company, or IT outsourcing company, or a banking and financial company. Like that, several groups are there, which I will show you to you on LinkedIn also how it has been created, so that you can get in, so yourself invited in that group, and the user admin will accept it, and you can understand what is the latest trends are happening, what is the other organization are doing, what is the additional thing where you will fit in. You will have a fair idea, so that you can pitch in such a way that where you can add value. So you will understand your SWOT, strength and weakness also. Okay, for example, I am very comfortable in coordinating between the client and customer. Then your nature of job you need to target would be engagement management, or a sales and relationship, or business analyst. Some people will say that, okay, I am not that good in creating a development and relationship, why don't I go into the account management, he can say. So he can target the account management team. Okay, so it's a standalone. You can join as a standalone. There is no cost involved. It's a standalone community within LinkedIn, where you can grow if you connect as many number of networks people, you can able to view their connections and their connections like that. First degree, the return of investment will get by doing this will be more profile view. As many number of your profile get views, you will get a lot of LinkedIn requests. Few recruiters who wants to hire directly a fresher passed out MBA, they themselves, if they see your profile by whatever you have mentioned it, they themselves will send you a request, and they will ask your contact number, or they will ask you to send a profile. In fact, I would say that joining in Virtusa in 2011 itself, I got a job through LinkedIn only, not with like raising job portal or the Naukri or Monster. I got an opportunity through LinkedIn. So this is the tool where everyone and used to continuously browse and check it. So that's why I thought all the students can utilize this social media platform to get us themselves to get into a job. This platform can help us. And then, as I mentioned to you, you can create an identity yourself. You create reputation of social media presence for yourself by participating in groups and creating a reputation, right? And this is how the relationship. So once you get connected, for example, Kashyap is getting connected with Laksh, and he can able to see my connections if I have not hidden. Otherwise, he will also have a, like, it's very similar model of Facebook. If you get connected with me, you can able to see my friends or friends list, right? Similar way, my connections and my third degree connections you can able to see, and you can able to connect with them directly, saying that you can start interacting with them. What are the available jobs associated, and what is the market compensation? If you join the compensation benefit forum, you can understand, okay, if you're coming to Dubai as a fresher, what would be the ideal salary? You need to ask your employer. If employer is giving, you can also understand local geopolitical conditions at workplace, and you can also understand, like, what is the company looking for, what kind of people they are looking for. So this gives a very good platform. And the third thing is this particular LinkedIn has got a very good trusted contacts. If you can even Azim Premji is also LinkedIn, which is not a fake account; it's a direct account. Likewise, bank CEOs, if you get connected, if they accept it, it's like the all are very verified and trustable accounts. So you can use this platform for getting yourself establishing your network. So basic hygiene factor you need to decide and adopt before deciding to connect is that you need to have a proper LinkedIn profile. That is very, very important. Otherwise, they will not even accept your profile. So the thing is that I can show you an example, live example, a person. Because we normally connect LinkedIn on phones. Just 1 second. Can you all see my screen, Kashyap?
No, sir. No, sir. We're not able to see.
Now?
Yes, sir. Now we can see, sir.
Okay. So once you enter it, you enter your email address, verify your phone number. So the LinkedIn page will allow you to go into the next screen where you need to create your profile. So basically, this is my profile which I've created. So I've just mentioned my title. You can mention as a graduate from Pondicherry University, and you can give a brief note what exactly you are. I have just mentioned saying that I'm an innovative HR professional with 17 years of experience, and with improves the company performance, profitability, growth, and employee engagement. And I'm also as a human capital person where I've got awarded and certified in compensation benefit and I've been a business partner working in technology. I can mention about our whatever the virtues of my experience, all these experience. So few people will mention their profile like this also. For example, if you take the Sitaram, who is our colleague, he is a head of recruitment in our organization. See how he has mentioned. He has mentioned recruiter, responsible, empathetic, competent, resourceful, uncomplaining, impactful, tenacious, erudite, rainmaker. You can even mention similar kind of words also when you create a profile, so that these things will, when they put on search, these things will get populate in front of them. You know. So if you see here, between me and the Sitaram, I have like exactly like Facebook. We both have shared mutual connections. So these are the people we both have a common. So this guy is associate and the vice president, head of talent acquisition Maverick, and this person working in PwC. I also know him, and he also know him. And this person is the head of talent acquisition Virtusa. In this way, you will able to see the mutual connections. You can start connecting it with people. And likewise, if you see here, you can able to see the overall list. What are the people I have got connected, and you will have people who may know. So that information you will get. And here you can see what are the recent jobs. Once you enter into the profile, automatically based on the profile, job recommendation will start coming onto it. So these are the salient features of LinkedIn. And then the third thing in LinkedIn, what I'm trying to say is, if you see here, if you type in home, so if you type in a groups, for example, I can say MBA professional. Okay, so you can sign for MBA professional development. Something I'm just searching something is so you can follow this page and you can see what are the videos, what are the skill set they have got, certified supervisor skill set MBA, you know. So in MBA, some companies they have mentioned about their professional development, how they have mentioned it. Where you can find a group also in that. So far, I have got a close to about 15-20 groups I've added, which are related to HR and operations field. So you can get into those groups, and you can see here. If you see here, HR professional GCC is a group which I've got invited myself. So here they will post one of the best practices, honored as one of the all the here see automatically. He has mentioned saying that employee should belong to. He is posted a job requirement also given an ID. You can send the profile directly to him. So in this way, get yourself joined into 100 groups. You can join. You will keep on getting notifications. So whichever comes matches to your criteria, you can obviously get into that group and you can proceed further. I guess I'm not over time, ma'am. So that is the basic end which I wanted to conclude and finish my virtual talk. Hope it has been kind of a useful information which I've shared is what I thought, I believe. Now I'm over to you, Kaushik, and I'm happy to answer questions.
Yes,
Thank you. It's a great lecture, great presentation for our students. I think as a teacher associated with this technology, I'm able to find lots of new developments and lots of new ideas because I have been to this Polaris once in the beginning, the first year of my program, and I have been to iFlex, the iFlex. There, whatever terms you are using, I am able to get connected. It's a great
Yes.
presentation, and we are very happy that our students, especially the technology guys, those who have come with the background, computer science background and the banking background, they get connected very well with this, with your lecture. And further, your points of view with respect to once preparing biodata and putting in LinkedIn, I think this is a new knowledge for most of our students. Some of them are trying to do, but this is a really definitely new knowledge. Thank you
Yes,
very much
but,
for your
I thought,
entire presentation.
thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for this opportunity as well. That's what I thought,
Thank you.
because all the students are, I understood, all the students are
Yeah,
going to be passed out in the month of
definitely.
June, right? June or
Yes,
July.
yes, yes, yes,
Just
yes.
want to share the best practice, basically not like a one-page resume. If they post it, that will not get attracted by the
Yes, true,
organizations.
true, true, true,
So
true.
they need to have a certain keywords, certain catchy brownie
Yes.
points, so that profile will get shortlisted immediately. 20% selection will happen by seeing the profile itself,
Yes, yes, yes.
and other
Oh,
30% based on the communication, and 30% is on based on the attitude. This how technical capability comes in the last 15 or 20%.
yes, yes.
70% will get filtered on this particular aspect itself. So that's why I thought I'd take a privilege, I
Definitely.
mean, train our students in such a way, these guys are going to
Oh,
be passed out future, I would say, future account directors or future business
yeah,
analysts, I would
yes, yes,
say.
yes. No,
you know.
I only feel that this lecture could have been in the month of January or February. By now, they might have they might have made their biodatas in such a way, because just by July 15th we are going to pass them and give the degree. Another 1 month. They have been on the running for this campus placements from October, November onwards. Companies started coming. Many times the students have heartburns because they have been doing very well in the academic, but their biodata and updating and their positioning themselves is not according to
That's
you,
the
what
thing.
the techniques you have given. It could have been. I now
That's the
really
thing.
feel that your lecture could have been. We could have organized it in somewhere in October, November. Could have been greatly benefited. Anyhow, the first year students are also listening, and the outgoing students are listening, and as well as first years, it will be a great reopening and for. Their career building, as well as making how to position themselves for facing an interview. Thank you for enlightening all of us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Okay,
I
students, hope
think the
I.
presentation is a screaming success. And thank you for taking time to prepare 3 presentations and also live streaming your LinkedIn profile. That is very inspiring. And our students of final semester right now can work on this. Thank you so much, Mr.
Thank
Lakshmi.
you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
I now call upon Rohit
Madam, we'll have a question.
Kashyap for question answers, please.
Sir,
Sure.
can I go ahead? Hello?
Hello.
Sir, can I go ahead, sir?
Sure.
Sir, first question I have from my end only. And I understand from the first part of your presentation that Virtusa company was acquiring many IT companies. So what kind of marketing research criteria you follow while acquiring companies?
When they acquire the company, first thing is that they will check on the clientele base. For example, XYZ a company which we acquire, Virtusa will see, okay, in our company, this particular stream of business is not there. For example, if you take a banking itself, see, initially, I can tell an example about e-touch system itself. See, earlier we were not a customer for Google, basically. We were working with all the big banks or big logos in other streams, other industries. We don't have a customer as a Google per se, because these days everybody wants to be a customer for Google. They are the number one pioneer, right? Without Google, it's kind of a situation now where you cannot even drive also, that kind of situation. So we also wanted to be a part of a Google customer. Then we targeted who is having like a lot experience in Google, which are the projects they are working on, what is their client well. We do the background verification of the company, how much revenue they are getting it from Google. All those parameters will take into it. What are the innovative solutions we're giving, whether we will be able to cope up the solution, whether we will be able to deliver the solution. After they decide everything, then only we will start talking to that particular company in terms of acquisitions. In terms of, then comes the number game come interest. So that's how basically the clientele base, that is the very important thing. And also their operating margin as well as the profitability also will come into the picture. By choosing all these aspects only, the acquisition will start. Hope I answered your question, Kash.
Yes, sir. Sir, next question we have from Dr. Pranabananda. Any difference between the corporate business solutions in India and foreign countries?
The corporate business, we see everywhere. If you, Dr. Prabhananda, are you talking about the banking solutions? Or can you explain me in detail like the question? What kind of solutions you are talking about, sir?
Kashyap, you can unmute him.
Yes.
Hello.
Doctor. Yes,
Yes,
Dr.
sir.
Sadananda.
Sir, I
Tell
am
me, sir.
sir. Sir, my question is sir, what is the difference, sir, between the technology used in the sector, core banking solution, sir, core banking solution in India and in the foreign countries, sir? Is the technology same or the
Yeah,
or
core banking. For example, if you take a core banking,
yes, sir,
example,
sir.
Infosys has got core banking as Finacle. Oracle has core banking called this FlexCube. And then Intellect has got a core banking Intellect. TCS has got a core banking banks, right? Even if a foreign company purchases, even in Emirates NBD, they are using a core banking solution which is powered by Infosys, which is Finacle. Whereas the same solution in India, another core banking company who purchase same Finacle solution. All the functionalities, features, everything, whatever we have got in foreign will be same in India. Only the thing is that the foreign countries, whatever they want, they will customize accordingly, and we will be in a position to give it. If Indian company HDFC is saying that, okay, I want to add the beneficiary only in the internet banking, not in the mobile banking, means that particular solution will not be there in HDFC Bank in India. Only you can add beneficiary in mobile in internet bank. Whereas in Emirates NBD Bank, if they say that okay, he is also using the same core banking solution, and he will ask a feature like, I want to have my customers to add beneficiary of any beneficiary both in internet banking as well as mobile banking. He will ask. Then that customized feature will be given to him, and the base, basement is same, sir. If I answered you, if I tell in a very colloquial way, basement is same. Only the features, whatever the features which a banks request, we will tweak and we'll customize and we'll give a product to them, and the solutions based on that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, we have next question from Pooja. Banks faces which kind of challenges apart from credits? The most difficult challenges.
See, banks currently, according to me, if you take risk management, three things in terms of risk management, you must have heard, studied in MBA, I guess. There are three types of risk, right? One is credit risk, operation risk, and market risk, right?
Yes.
So in terms of credit risk, basically how bank is giving you a loan. Now these days, AML, anti-money laundering, and the KYC complaints have come into the picture where all the banks are implementing that. KYC is nothing but know your customer. Before giving any credit to any customer, any loan, any employees or any customers, what they do is they will do the complete background check, where he has got a loan, what is the documents he has submitted, whether he has been a defaulter or not, all those things. Then only they will issue a loan. Apart from that, few people, there is an additional risk is also there called market risk, where people will purchase bonds, whether it will increase or decrease. Based on that, they will give some loans to the companies also. And in terms of operation risk also, whether it can be doable or not, right? So basically, those three risk factors, a separate risk team will be there in each and every bank, and that particular team's job is to analyze in all three parameters, and then only they will sanction each and every loan. Not like earlier days where if any recommendation comes, they will sanction the loan with by giving the security. That the case has gone all over now. And the third thing is that see banks, when if they want to do and operate in a positive margin way, they need to have more customers, more people, more transactions to come and go in. Otherwise, bank cannot operate fully, right? So these are the main factors they will take into consideration. Pooja, anything? Did I answer your question, Pooja?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Sir, one more question from my end. I mean, what is the scope of HR analytics? Now it is having a big boom. So your comment on HR analytics.
HR analytics is also here everywhere. I am attending a couple of forums and the conferences also. HR analytics is playing, is having a very, as you mentioned very clearly, they have started talking about this analytics programs of HR. Many companies started showing their direction on HR analytics as well. It's a very good side. If you're really interested in HR analytics side, you can very well go and proceed on it. Yeah, recommendations on that.
Yes. question from Madhu. Does only the technology lack in Indian banking system when compared to other countries?
No. India, I'm not saying that they are lagging and all. India is also very much far close to other banks in abroad. The only thing in India is that it basically the customization level. In India, I don't think WhatsApp banking has come in, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
here, the same Finacle core banking system only they have got what HDFC has got. HDFC guys have not got to their competitors or Finacle and asked them, you guys, I want to do a core banking, WhatsApp banking. They have not asked. Whereas in foreign banks, they're just thinking one step ahead. Okay, we are doing banking in mobile, we are doing in tablet, we are doing in computer. Why not in WhatsApp? Why not in SMS? They thought, and they have done it. Slowly, this will also get emerges. And few things where India has done very well, where here also we are other country banks are also been lacked in few scenarios also. Few things where India is very, very friendly. Few applications of few transactions,
Yes, sir.
when RTGS or NEFT transfers came those days, you know, that has been I guess India played a very well first all an IMPS solution, instant messaging solutions and all came. India have done a very successful projects on that.
Yes, sir. Sir, question from Professor Lalita Ramakrishnan. KYC norms are tightened in India after the terror attack on Taj Hotel at Mumbai. What about the Middle East?
Middle East, ma'am, basically KYC, if you ask me to come 2018 April or May, anybody who has got a valid work visa based upon their salary, they were easily able to get a loan in Middle East, especially very, very easy. There were no much scrutinization. There was no, like how CIBIL is there in India, there were no credit bureau also in Middle East. And mid of 2000, I would say February or March of 2019, they have created a general body board called Etihad Credit Bureau. So once you have like a Aadhaar number, as I mentioned, we have got an Emirates ID number. So once you enter your Emirates ID number in the system, it is very clearly populating, say that how many times you have exited the country, how many times you entered the country, including the last transaction of your credit card is showing. So in that way, they have tightened it and they have did the KYC and AML complaints, and then only they have scrutinized and started giving the loans for the employee, the people who are requesting for the loan. But people, in Middle East, major funda, what they will do is many people, they will get a loan for 100,000, 200,000 dirham, which is approximately 20 lakhs or 30 lakhs. They will pay 2-3 installments. That's all. They will fly away. They will come back to India. And there is a rule in India as well as in Middle East. When somebody is not in Middle East and they've gone to other country, they cannot chase and they cannot pressurize the employee also to come and make the payment. That will go as an the bank has to override those funds. Like that, so much of funds banks have override. And from 2019 January only, once the credit bureau came into the place, then only the situation have been in a proper control. So these things and all, India is far, far ahead when they have got a CIBIL. Once you don't have a CIBIL score, you will not get a loan itself, right?
Yes, sir.
Whereas here, that thing has been started in 2019 only. And basically, if you have 4 or 5 credit card, if your limit is high also, even though you don't have an outstanding, if your limit is high in the credit card, then also you will not get loan in Middle East. So that kind of a tightened process have started, man.
That's wonderful.
Yes, sir. Sir, another question from Professor Lalita Ramakrishnan. What talents do you look for while recruiting MBAs other than IT professionals?
See, MBA is recruitment, ma'am. There are 5 things we look into the MBA. Password. Obviously, the third criteria only we will see the marks. Basically, they need to have definitely a first class or distinction, that is for sure. And they need to be clear passed out from a reputed organization. Very important thing we'll see is the communication skill for MBA. How is he communicating in English? And how is he, whether he is adaptable for any environment? Whether how pleasant he is carrying himself? How is he able to tackle any situation, any conflict resolution management? These are the main skill. They will give a scenario on the interview and they will ask, how will you resolve this conflict? How will you interact with the customer? How will you communicate the requirements from the customer to the delivery team? These are the major skill they will see, ma'am.
Thank you.
Sir, we have a question from Mohsin Habib Afaki. In India, banks are merging. Is there such mergers in Middle East also? And how these mergers are beneficial?
Yes, yes. See, in 2017, as I mentioned in my earlier presentation, National Bank of Abu Dhabi is about seventh largest bank in UAE, and there is a bank called First Gulf Bank that is in Dubai. They both got merged, and those two banks have become merged together, and it is called as a First Abu Dhabi Bank. That is considered to be as the first largest bank in UAE. Likewise, in Saudi now, uh, s- what is it, Saudi Hollandi Bank and Al Awal Bank both got merged, and in turn again it got merged with Saudi Arabia British Bank. So basically, all these banks are getting merged, combining together to increase their asset size, customer base, as well as they want to take their technology solutions moving forward. That's how. Even now, next month there is an acquisition between there is another commercial bank in Abu Dhabi, which is called ADCB Bank, that is getting merged with Union Bank of Dubai. Because in Middle East, what these rulers have thought, like we don't want to have 10 banks or 15 banks. Once the banks get developed, they're giving approvals to getting their bank merged, and I read one article last year where they are planning to keep only 3, 4 banks in the entire UAE itself, where having all the banks to get merged together is what they're thinking. And the mergers are definitely beneficial.
Okay. Yes, sir. Sir, we have another question from Dr. Pranabananda. What is the reason for ATM frauds in India? Technology or ignorance?
I would say both. You have both. See, someone is highly technical and creating proper firewalls and technology, and other technical guy is there. It's like basically like a movie. So, like you must have seen how many ATM frauds are happening in the movie, right? From the movie itself, I'm thinking that these guys have got an idea in terms of getting the frauds and all. But again, banks still they are very particular in terms of fraud management and risk management. See to that nothing fraud is happening. Kind of I would say we need to be more careful in terms of having the security is in place in terms of not having those kind of frauds.
Sir, I
So
have
that
a
is
question, sir. We understand that in Middle East the laws are very strict. So when compared to India, how are the industrial laws and labor regulations?
like you want to Middle East laws kind of industrial labor laws in India means like what exactly you want to
Yes,
correlate
sir.
with
Compared with India, because we know that in Middle East the laws are very stringent.
yes.
Yeah. So a brief idea about the laws when compared to India.
See, that's what, as you mentioned, the laws are very, very strict in Middle East. For example, in India, what is happening in case if there is any check bounce happen, what exactly the punishment will be in India? Basically, you will make the um, penalty, right, for the check bounce if you don't have a reasonable credit in your account. If you've given a check, if the check gets bounced,
Yes,
you
sir.
will pay the penalty, and then that will get cleared, right? It will not affect your creditability or anything, right? Whereas in Middle East, what they have done is, for example, we are giving rental here in Middle East. We need to give rental checks 3 months every quarterly. We have to pay the rent, but we have to give the post-dated checks 1 month, 1 year in advance only. That's how the policy here. For example, if you forget to put the payment on your account, and the checks goes for the check clearing process, and if there is no money, automatically the check will get bounced. So once you get your check bounced, the three things they are doing in Middle East. One is that one 10 percentage or 15 percentage for the particular amount, whatever your check is, that they are giving as a penalty. Number one, and if you have been your the check penalty, that is how many times you have defaulted, maybe one or two. First time if you're defaulted, they will note that. Second time if you defaulted, they will send you a big alert that you are in a red alert. Third time if you get default, you will be behind the bars also for 3 days.
Oh,
So till that level, they have got a punishment here.
okay. Yes, sir. Sir,
So
we have.
those things.
Yes, sir. Sir,
And
another
ma'am's
question
question is,
from
what
Mr.
is the gender
Narayanan.
ratio?
What's the gender ratio in your recruitments?
Ma'am, there is no specific gender, ma'am. Basically, it depends upon the profile and the skill set. If we are able to fulfill the requirement, there is no particular gender like we need to hire only female or only men. That is not, we have not got that criteria seen.
Oh, that's wonderful. And at top management level, how many women are there? What is the percentage of women?
That also depends upon the basically complete talents only matters, not the genders here. If they have a good experience and good capabilities and good work knowledge, then they will be on the top management. There is no gender ratios in our organization.
Because you are based at the Gulf countries, I thought I should ask this whether you are recruiting
No,
more.
there is no. Even in Middle East also there are so many females are there. I don't, Saudi Arabia. I would say that the gender ratio is there because now even Saudi Arabia relaxed and they have started giving visas for the female also. But earlier days they were not giving visas for the female. Whereas in UAE or Qatar or Bahrain, lot of female employees are there. In our organization itself in Dubai, I would say out of 150 people, we have got around 65 to 70 female employees out of 130 in
Almost
Dubai.
50%. Okay.
Yeah, almost 50% are there. In
That's
Qatar,
so
I would
nice.
say 40 to 45%. Saudi, basically, there are restrictions are there. Why female, now they are allowing female to enter into the country. There is few restrictions where female cannot walk on the road alone. They need to have at least either a brother or a husband has to accompany them. And they cannot directly go and sit and have a lunch in the hotel. Someone has to be accompanied. All those restrictions are there. They need to wear a burqa compulsorily when they go out. But those restrictions are there in only in Saudi Arabia. That's why most of the females will not prefer Saudi. Whereas in Dubai or Qatar or Bahrain and all, a lot of females are there.
Okay.
In fact, in our Qatar Airways account, we have close to 35% of female employees only in our Qatar Airways.
Okay.
Sir, these are the questions which were posted, sir. Any further questions will be mailed to you
Sure.
from the participants. Now we'll go for real-time feedback, sir, from the audience regarding how the session was. So
Sure.
I request all the participants, like a poll will be appearing on your screen. Kindly fill it. That is step 1. And step 2, after filling the poll, there will be a Google document where you will be giving your details.
Thank you, Kajal. Good evening, everyone. My name is Rohit at the Pondicherry University. On behalf of the department, it is my privilege to propose the vote of thanks. First, we owe a great deal to thank Mr. Lakshmi, Narayanan, Gajavaradan, the Associate Director, Human Resources Virtusa in the Middle East, for taking time off from his busy schedule to be with us today to share all his experiences and inspiring us. Thank you, sir. We have had an extremely intellectual day and learned a great deal from you, especially the live streaming of the LinkedIn process, which will be very useful for the students, especially for me who is pursuing the degree in the first year and going to for the second year. So it will be very useful for the students like me. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable time. Next, I would like to take this opportunity to place on record our hearty thanks to our beloved Dean Professor K. Chandrasekhar Rao, sir, for the unwavering support and guidance he has always extended. Thank you so much, sir. And the next, we are so grateful to thank the head of the department, Professor Bhanumati Madam, for her inspiring mentorship throughout the event. And also, we are grateful to acknowledge our thanks to our senior professor, Lalitha Ramakrishnan Ma'am, for chairing the organizing committee and leading the meet into a grand success. I also extend my thanks to the team of very dedicated professors. We have always been backers from the professor, especially the Srinivasa Sulu sir. I also extend my gratitude to all the professors who have been participated in this webinar from the Vijayawada, Bangalore, Orissa, Hyderabad, etc. I thank every professor for sparing their time for our event. Thank you for all your guidance, professors. I warmly thank all the students who have joined for making this event a successful one. My thanks also goes to the people who have given their precious time in organizing the event, Mr. Kashyap, Mr. Akash Kumar, and Mrs. Sunita for providing their valuable comments in time and helping towards the improvement of the quality in today's meet. Thank you for having greatly helped. And I thank all the student friends who have participated in today's meet. All this would have been impossible without your coordination and reinforcement. Thank you for being ever enthusiastic and knowledge thirsty. It has been our pleasure to host this event. Once again, I thank you all. Have a nice day. Thank you, sir.